are coming to you live from the beautiful city of Santa Rosa as we make our way to the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex, where we continue our rise to greatness in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. And the fans have come out tonight to support the home team, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, as they look for win number 9 against the 5-5 Westports Malaysia Dragons. This is brought to you by Virtual Playground and ABS-CBN Sports, as we are going to be witnesses to another exciting matchup in Season 9 of the ABL. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Anton Rojas, and breaking the game down with me is our basketball analyst, Marco Benitez.
Well, good evening, Anton, and good evening to everybody watching here. And of course, this promises to be an exciting matchup, the second and last meeting of these two teams in the regular season, and San Miguel Alab Pilipinas looking to get some retribution after their loss to the Westports Malaysia Dragons earlier this month. As we take a look at the team standings, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas still leader of the pack at 8-2. They want to continue on their 2-game winning streak, bring it up to 3 games. At home, they are 7-0. On the road, they are 1-2 in their last 5 games. They're 3-2. As we mentioned, they lost in a squeaker 72-71 against Westports. That was on January 9. Meanwhile, the Westports Malaysia Dragons smarting from back-to-back losses. Their most recent one was January 23. That was against Hong Kong Eastern only a couple of days ago. So they just made the flight to the Philippines, and hopefully they will be fresh for this matchup with Alab.
All right, let's turn it over right now to the Coliseum Barker as we get to know the Westports Malaysia Dragons and, of course, the home team, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back here at the Lion City of the South, Santa Rosa, Laguna, at the Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Sports Complex, as we bring you game number 66 of the 9th season of the ASEAN Basketball League, brought to you via ABS-CBN SNA. It's the visiting Westports Malaysia Dragons versus our San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And now, let's call out the competing teams. First, the visiting Westports Malaysia Dragons. Number 1, Winston Shepherd. Number 4, Chang Wei-er. Number 10, Wong Song-han. Number 13, Chin Sheng-hwa. Number 20, Lo Shifai. Number 23, Chan Kek-tai. Number 25, Tan Wei-long. Number 26, Yek Liang-chuan. Number 30, Chin Chi-shin. Number 32, Nana Egwu. And number 33, Chris Eversley. The head coach for the Westports Malaysia Dragons is Jamie Perlman. His assistants are Adrian Wong and Isran Edika. Once again, the Westports Malaysia Dragons. And now, Santa Rosa, get on your feet for our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Number 2, Josh Urvistanda. Number 3, the Dominator, Lo Domingo. Number 5, the Heartthrob, Kalen Johnson. Number 6, J.R. Alabanza. Number 9, Vince Rivero. Number 13, Pau Avelone. Number 22, the Elevator, Brandon Rosser. Number 24, Oping Sumalinoy. Number 25, Ethan Alvano. Number 27, Thomas Torres. Number 34, Ronaldo Altman. And number 36, the Hulk, PJ Ramos. The head coach for the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is Jimmy Lapag. His assistants are Mac Cuban, Eric Bank, and MC Abuloshan. Team consultant is Danny Siegel. Conditioning coach Jeffy Golianta. Trainers Jeff Mendoza, Nico Yapin, and team manager Lamont Waters. Once again, our San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, may we request all of us to please all rise for the Philippine National Anthem to be led by Mr. Hans Paronda.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwal, hatid pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mang-aapi, ang mamatay nang dahil sa'yo.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Hans Paronda. Both teams may proceed to the center court for the pre-game handshake.
You're watching our coverage brought to you by Virtual Playground and ABS-CBN Sports of Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas welcoming the Westports Malaysia Dragons, one of two teams that were able to hand them a defeat so far in the tournament. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas coming off a big overtime win against the Mono Vampire Basketball Club.
Well, the second place team that finished last season, struggling this season, although they gave Alab a close fight in that game. They started out strong. Mono Vampire outscored Alab 23-18 in the first quarter, but an explosive overtime period where Alab outscored Mono Vampire 24-15 in overtime. See that high-scoring ball game. Both teams shooting well. Both teams also going to the line multiple times, 24 times for Alab, 28 times for Mono Vampire, but Alab doing a better job sharing the basketball with 28 assists and, of course, dominating points in the paint 50-30. You see Ronaldo Balkman leading 3 of the 4 statistical categories. Of course, Ethan Alvano really is playing well this season, 10 assists in that game. Jason Brickman, one of the all-time assist leaders in the ABL, had 11 assists in that game.
Of course, Ronaldo Balkman is #1 in the league when it comes to scoring, averaging 27 points per game. So this performance against Mono Vampire just exceeding expectations. And tonight, you can expect Balkmania to run wild here in Santa Rosa.
Well, he has been one of the favorites for import MVP this season, and in that game, just 3 assists shy of a triple-double. So expect Balkman really come out strong in this game, especially after losing in their first encounter against the Dragons.
Now tonight, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will be missing the services of 2-time local MVP Ray Parks. And to tell us more about that, Sidney Crespo was able to interview assistant coach Mac Cuban right before this game.
Yes, Anton and Marco, I'm with assistant coach Mac Cuban of Alab Pilipinas. Coach, good evening. First of all, we want to know, why is Ray Parks not playing tonight versus Malaysia?
Ray suffered a strained groin last game against Mono, so it was advised that it's better for him to rest. Yeah. So he's not playing tonight.
Okay, so since he's not playing, who is stepping up for the team tonight? Who's taking his place?
At the start, Josh will start in his place, but we have, coming off the bench, we have a lot of guys. We have activated Uping. He's coming back from an injury. We still have Brandon. We have Thomas. We have a very deep bench. So this is a chance for them to show what they can do.
And of course, Ray delivered very good points last game. He had 16 points versus Mono Vampires. So what were the adjustments that the team had to do because Ray is not playing tonight?
Again, it's what Coach Jimmy always says. It's a collective effort. It's a team effort. So as you can see, we move the ball a lot. So we need more of that. And on defense, we just work on some rotations because Ray's one of our best defenders. So and we've been missing on some rotations. So we have to work on that also.
All right, thank you so much, Coach, and good luck tonight. Back to you, Anton.
Thank you very much to our hardworking courtside reporter, Sydney Crespo, as we take a look at the starters for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Josh Urbistondo, as mentioned by assistant coach Mac Kuan, will be starting in the place of Ray Parks.
And of course, for the Westports Malaysia Dragons, Winston Shepard will be big for them because he was not there in their first encounter. And as we take a look at the officials of this game.
You're right about that. Winston Shepard was injured in their last game, had a strained calf, but he is 100% tonight as the Westports Malaysia Dragons look to duplicate their victory against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the defending champions of the ABL. Meanwhile, first triple of the game comes courtesy of Nana Egwu.
And this is going to be a matchup to watch out for. A couple of matchups to watch out for. PJ Ramos on Nana Egwu, and of course Ronaldo Bachman against Winston Shepard. In Hong Kong, they use a smaller guy, Chan Chu Wing, to defend against Winston Shepard. But that time around, quick high-low to PJ Ramos, and let's see if he tries to exploit his size against Nana Egwu.
Meanwhile, Winston Shepard looking to get himself going right away, misfiring on that jump shot.
Shepard actually shoots it at about 16% from long distance. Egwu actually has the better shot percentage from there. PJ Ramos can also light it up from downtown, averaging 33%.
Ramos was 2 for 6 from beyond the arc in their last game. Egwu shot 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. So you're right about that, partner. It's going to be a very interesting battle at the center spot between Ramos and Egwu.
And you see Bachman giving Shepard a lot of room to shoot that three-point shot, and that's a great forward pass to Ronaldo Bachman in transition. Winston Shepard had his back to the ball.
Ronaldo Bachman putting Alab on top 7-3, and Jamie Perlman will call in an early timeout as Alab Pilipinas leads 7-3.
Muli po nung Bandang San Rosa mamaya ay mamimigay kami ng mga prizes, of course, from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the virtual playground sa lahat para makasagot ng aming mga questions that of course during our halftime show ang ating half court and ano pa Hello Games. Again, that is brought to us by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the virtual playground.
We are coming to you live from the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex, and the third member of our broadcast team, Sydney Crespo, has this report for us. Sydney?
Yes, Anton and Marco, for head coach Jamie Perlman of Westports Malaysia Dragons, defense was their key to giving Alab its first loss last January 9. He described Alab as a high-scoring, talented team. That's why replicating the result from the last matchup won't be a walk in the park, especially in the Alab Pilipinas home court. That's why tonight we can expect Westports Malaysia to be mixing up their weapons in order to have a disruptive performance as well in their offense. Anton and Marco.
Thank you very much, Sydney. I was also able to speak to Coach Jamie Perlman earlier today, and he said it was a huge achievement for his team to limit Alab to just 71 points in their last game, and that's something that they want to duplicate here tonight and be that defensive-minded team that he envisions the Dragons to be throughout the entire season.
That's something they're going to have to do because San Miguel Alab Pilipinas tied for second best in terms of points scored per game, averaging close to 90 points per outing.
Jonathan Wong scored the game-winning basket in that game last January 9 in Kuala Lumpur. So he's looking to get out of a slump because he's been quiet as of late since the entry of Winston Shepard. Wong only had 3 points in their last game, but Coach Perlman is expecting him to come up big tonight.
So far, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas do a better job at the start of this game as compared to their first meeting, coming out more aggressive. And Jonathan Wong, as you mentioned, will be a marked man. He's been struggling as of late, but at 21 points against Alab.
Wow! Egwu tried to back down Ramos, but Egwu was just bouncing off the chest of PJ.
Another forward pass here by Urbistondo to Balkman.
Now here's the thing about the 6'8" point guard Winston Shepard. He can defend much taller guys just like Ronaldo Balkman. Shepard gives it to Low. Ball goes down low to Nana Egwu. Faking the pass to Wong, gives it up to Shepard. Shepard pulls up for the jumper. Too strong, and the ball is tipped to Ethan Alvano.
And there you see again how much space Balkman is giving Shepard, just not respecting that outside shot by Winston Shepard.
Urbistondo starting in the place of the injured Ray Parks. Balkman's turnaround does not go. Yongson trying to come up with another solid performance, and boy, did he have a game the last time out. 20 minutes, 17 points against Mono Vampire, partner.
And he really sparked them in that game. Hit big shots, hit key three-point baskets, especially in the fourth quarter and in overtime.
Winston Shepard, that's what he does best, using his height and his length. And he plays a very relaxed type of basketball game. I mean, if you look at his demeanor, it's like this guy doesn't get rattled.
He has a really good Euro step, and against a smaller defender in Chan Shu Wing has really imposed himself inside the paint, especially with Deguara was on the bench due to foul trouble last Wednesday.
Wong finishing with the left hand.
This is what Alab does not want to happen. They don't want to allow Westports Malaysia Dragons to get into a groove, get their confidence going here, especially at home.
Alvano gives the ball to PJ Ramos. Ramos gets it to Balkman. Balkman looks up at the clock. 7 on the shot clock. Balkman makes his move, was fouled.
So the Dragons using a heftier Chris Eversley to defend Ronaldo Balkman, because Balkman intent on posting up against the leaner Winston Shepard. Here's a layup once again coming from Jonathan Wong.
Jonathan Wong, as we mentioned earlier, has been struggling. 0 for 4 from beyond the arc in their last game against Hong Kong. Just 3 points for him. But Balkman, in contrast to what Wong has been producing, has been playing out of his mind. 38 points against Mono Vampire. As we take a look at Coach Jimmy Alapag.
And Ronaldo Balkman just simply having a stellar season so far. Averaging 27 points, 3.2 assists, 12.3 rebounds. Also shooting it about 56% from the field, and a stellar 40%, 39% from long distance. That is one of the aspects of his game that he's really improved on this season.
He's number 4 in the rebounding department here in the ABL. Eversley, the team captain, getting it to Egwu. Winston Shepard gets it back. 10 on the shot clock. Pulls up for 3. Shepard in and out on that shot. And here comes Balkmania. Alvano stepping on the break. Stops, pops, does not drop. And Kyungson taps it to Ethan Alvano. Urbistondo will try from the corner. No good. Egwu comes up with a board.
Missed opportunity there for Josh Urbistondo, but Kalen Johnson winning another second chance opportunity for them. As this is what the Winston Shepard does. He really tries to carve his space, especially against smaller defenders on the open floor. That time against Ethan Alvano.
We're talking about a 6'8" point guard, partner.
That's the reason why he's able to do that. Just his length, his strength against guards who are normally stand about 6'1", 6'2".
This is a guy who hails from Houston, Texas. Went to college in San Diego State. Played in the NBA G League, in the NBL, which is the New Zealand Basketball League, which is also a league where his coach, Jamie Perlman, coached at. So a lot of basketball experience for Winston Shepard, who actually also played in Hungary and won 2 championships in the Hungarian Cup and the Hungarian League.
There you see just a well-experienced, well-rounded basketball career so far for Winston Shepard.
Score is 9-all. Urbistondo gets it to Balkman, looking for that high-low play. Ramos having to work hard against Egwu. He's asking for it. He finally gets it. PJ Ramos is fouled.
Coach Jamie Perlman asking for a traveling violation there as Westport showed zone against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
He really wanted that basketball. He was telling Balkman to get the ball to the right wing so he could receive that entry pass.
Oh, this is where Alab has the advantage inside on PJ Ramos, especially posting up and of course crashing the boards as they have two solid rebounders in Balkman and PJ Ramos, as we see. Talking about solid rebounders and solid big men, coaching staff of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, Eric Menk and Danny Siegel.
Major Payne and Dynamite Danny.
Two of the best to lace it up here in the Philippines.
Along with Coach Jimmy Alapag, the Mighty Mouse. What a coaching staff. Shepard. Difficult shot, does not drop. Urbistondo picks up the loose ball. Urbistondo to Alvano.
Urbistondo has done a great job on defense. Really waiting for them those 50-50 balls.
Ramos unable to finish. Shepard has it. And look at the way Shepard is moving. Shepard could actually stride longer, but he chooses to kind of skip his way to the basket.
And Balkman defending him well. Not trying to absorb the contact, but moving back as Shepard made that Euro step and then challenging him up top. When Shepard swings those arms as he makes that sidestep or that Euro step, it's very difficult to defend, especially if you're a smaller guard. That's why Balkman has been successful so far.
Shepard makes his move. Winston Shepard too strong. He babied that layup.
Tried to finish with his left.
Alvano to Ramos, shoots a three. PJ Ramos! 3 ball.
Now, you know, it's very rare to see big men as big as PJ Ramos have that feathery a touch from that distance.
And he barely gets off the ground when he launches that three. Wong turned this back to the basket. He knew that shot was going in.
Jonathan Wong has so far played well against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Again, 21 points in that game, and he likes that matchup against Ethan Alvano.
Now Balkman wants it against Chris Eversley. Balkman is going to make his move. Backing down, kicks it out to Tiongson for 3. Overshoots that one, and it will be Dragons basketball. And now the defensive specialist, Paolo Javelona, comes in for Josh Urbistondo, who started in the place of Ray Parks today.
That's quality minutes there for Josh Urbistondo. Although he did not score from the outside, he has played great defense against Low Shi Fai, a much bigger Low Shi Fai.
And I just saw Ray Parks walk in, and he is seated at the end of the bench of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, out today with a strained groin. Eversley spins, shoots, short, under the rest. Tiongson saves it to Ramos.
How about the defense there by Kalen Chongson? All over that shot attempt by Chris Eversley.
Difficult pass by Alvano. And Bunkman saves it to Alvano. Alvano shoots a 3. Ramos!
That time he got up, Anton. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, one of the best rebounding teams in the ABL so far this season.
10 points now in the game for PJ Ramos.
They average about 45.4 rebounds per contest. They're actually number 1 in the league.
Egwu. Shepard. 2 on the shot clock. Shepard. Does he know it? No, he does not. Everybody was shocked by that dunk by PJ Ramos. Let's take a look at it one more time. There's the miss by Alvano. PJ Ramos drops the hammer, and the Filipino fans are loving it.
PJ Ramos so far leading the way for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with 10 points. First player in double figures for the home squad.
Alvano looking for Ronaldo, gets it to Tiongson. Ball finally ends up through the hands of Bogman, who finds Alvano for the drive.
How about the ball movement there of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the unselfishness of Ronaldo Balkman, and that weak side dive from Ethan Alvano.
That's just great movement away from the basketball. All players from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas remaining active. Egwu has been trying to break down the wall known as PJ Ramos, but Ramos too sturdy, too big, too strong. And that's the second personal foul on PJ.
And that could be a serious development here. 2 quick fouls here in the first quarter, but here's that pass once again from Ronaldo Balkman. Nice court vision there.
Brandon Rosser has to come on now as Ramos will take a breather with those 2 personal fouls. And there is Ray, as always, looking swaggin' tonight.
And, you know, groin injuries are quite tricky. Sometimes they feel well, but all it takes is a little jerky movement and you can injure them just as quickly. So Ray Parks really trying to get himself back to 100%.
Alvano shoots a 3. Alvano, his shot is short. Eversley comes up with a board.
Alab Pilipinas so far just 2 out of 6 from long distance. Alvano 0 out of 2 has yet to connect on an outside shot.
Egwu asking for it. He gets it. This time with a much smaller defender on him, missing on the hook shot.
Again, well defended there by Lawrence Domingo, standing his ground.
Domingo gets it to Rosser. Alvano gets it to Domingo. Balkman wants it, gets it from Javelona. Double team comes. Ronaldo makes his move, kicks it out to Alvano. Rosser from the baseline. Rosser somehow got that shot underneath the basket.
That's why they call him the elevator. How about the hang time there from Rosser?
Shepard makes his move against Rosser. 2 lengthy players. And Shepard, wow.
He's going to be called for traveling. This is actually a good matchup as we see this reverse layup from Brandon Rosser. And I was saying this is a good matchup for Alab Pilipinas. Rosser has the quickness and the length to defend a Winston Shepard.
18-12 in favor of the home team. Javelona to Thomas Torres, who just checked in. Balkman to Torres, corner triple. Thomas Torres announces his entry to this basketball game for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And another nice find from Ronaldo Balkman against that zone defense.
Thomas Torres just staying ready. And when his moment came, he shot that ball with 100% confidence. Thomas Torres.
Such an advantage for Alab when you have either a Ronaldo Balkman or a PJ Ramos matching that or staying up top on that free throw line area against that zone defense. They have such good court vision, good passing skills. Winston Shepard makes another trip to the foul line. He's so far perfect, 2 out of 2.
Shepard still perfect from the free throw line. There you see Coach Jamie Perlman, who hails from Cairns, Australia.
4 seconds left here in the first quarter, so Coach Jamie Perlman sending his defense back.
Balkman has 2 seconds, gets it to Rosser. Torres will run out of time for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. So that does it for the first quarter of play. 21 points for the home team, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. PJ Ramos has got 10 points. Jonathan Wong looking to have another solid game for Westports Malaysia. But the first quarter has been a PJ Ramos show. You're watching Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League, brought to you by Virtual Playground and ABS-CBN Sports. We'll be back.
Sino ba? Kailangan mo ng buong pangalan. Sino ba? Bobby Ray Park Sr. is correct, ma'am. Is correct. Ayan. Sige po, congratulations. Next question, kung alas 8 po ngayon dito sa Pilipinas, anong oras sa Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia? Sino pa Yes, ma'am. Anong oras po? Alas 8 is correct. Ayan. Mamaya we'll be back, of course, for more prizes. Hatid sa atin ang Alab Pilipinas at ng virtual playground.
We are here inside the city of Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex for Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. Thank you for joining us, Anton Rojas and Marco Benitez on the call for this coverage brought to you by Virtual Playground and ABS-CBN Sports.
And so far, a much better start here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Props to the guys coming off the bench, talking about Thomas Torres, Brandon Rosser, of course, Paulo Javelona also doing a good job off the bench for Coach Jimmy Alapag.
So we are all set and ready for the second quarter. And PJ Ramos, saddled with 2 personal fouls, will start the period on the bench as Balkman launches from the outside, challenged by Egu.
And, you know, unlike their first meeting, Alab with a 21-13 first quarter. In their first meeting, it was just an 18-17 lead for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Eversley trying his luck from the outside, nothing there. Bachman attacks and converts.
That's just a strong big boy move there from Ronaldo Bachman against the center of the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Shepard with Rosser on him. Can Chris Eversley come alive here? He's been quiet so far in this game. Eversley makes his move, loses control, and the ball will go back to San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as we go back to Sidney Crespo.
Marco, you mentioned Alab started better and more aggressive tonight, and that is because assistant coach Eric Meng says their defense last time wasn't really the best, and Coach Eric wishes to have a better result and just simply said they need to pay attention, talking about Westports Malaysia. Now, on the other hand, for Ray Parks, even though he's not suited up tonight, he expressed his support to his team and says, "My team is more than ready." Back to you, Anton and Marco.
Thank you very much, Sydney. And you can tell that there's a little bit of concern in the face, though, of Ray Parks, and I'm sure he is dying to get back to playing and wearing that San Miguel Alab Pilipinas uniform, the 2-time local MVP is.
So far, the supporting cast has done a great job stepping up in the absence of Ray Parks, Urbistondo, Javelona, even Thomas Torres. And overall, the defense of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas doing a good job here. They limited Westports Malaysia Dragons to just 23% from the field, 4 of 17.
Shepard to Eversley, makes his move, passes it to the corner. Wong, his shot is short. Eversley almost got to the ball, but Javelona tapped it away from him.
And on the defense, on that sequence, you saw the smarts of Paulo Javelona. For a time, he was defending 2 players. Really did a nice job covering, making that pass more difficult.
What a pass by Torres. What a pass by Torres, finding Ronaldo Bachman.
And you're talking about a 2-point guard backcourt here for Alab Pilipinas in Javelona and Thomas Torres.
Egwu fakes on the 3. Shepard fakes as well. Shepard makes his move to the basket, no good. And Egwu still can't finish. The Dragons have had several shots at the rim, just not fall down for them. And look at the speed of Torres saving that basketball.
I know this may not be the best scoring lineup, but this is a really good and a solid defensive lineup for Alab.
Bachman steps back, shoots over Wong. Just got it off in time before the shot clock buzzer. Shepard kicks it out. Wong with a fake. Wong to Egwu. Nana Egwu for 3.
Never so dangerous. He's really developed that outside shot, Nana Egwu. And without PJ Ramos on the floor, he can really exploit his length.
Avelona. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas taking their time. Balkman gets it. Balkman makes his move. Balkman almost got it to fall. No foul call.
That was a tough shot there from Ronaldo Balkman, off balanced.
Shepard with a spin. Shepard. Shot was short. And the ball will go back the other way to Alab Pilipinas.
That's great defense from Brandon Rosser, just keeping in step, staying in front of Winston Shepard, not overcommitting.
And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas calls for time after Nana Egwu converts from beyond the arc. We'll be back. You're watching Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League, and I'd like to talk about what happened in the previous meeting between these two teams, which happened last January 9, the first loss of the defending champions this tournament.
And this was a breakout game for Jonathan Wong, who really had carried the scoring load here for Westports Malaysia Dragons. And of course, Ronaldo Balkman, 31 points, but only 2 players in double figures for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They're also doing a better job right now on their defensive intensity, because as we mentioned in that game, lackluster start to that game. They allowed Westports to stay within striking distance, also gave them a lot of confidence, and Westports was able to bring the lead just down to a couple of points or a few points in that fourth quarter, and eventually was able to grab that win.
Avelona to Tiongson. Ramos is back in the game. PJ Ramos backing down Egwu. Ramos, fadeaway is good, and everything is just falling for PJ Ramos tonight.
And you just have to love the soft touch of PJ Ramos from about 8 feet from the basket.
Shepard, 11 on the shot clock. Wong has it, gets it down low to Eversley. Eversley backing down Tiongson. And really, the Dragons have been missing from point-blank range here tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Coach Eric Beck has done a good job giving pointers to the front line. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, they've played stellar defense against the bigs of Westports.
Domingo kicking it out. Tiongson, baseline drive. Tiongson hanging in the air for the basket.
And if he can't connect from the outside, Chongson that time with the better decision to take it strong against the defense of the Dragons.
Wong. 12 on the shot clock. Jonathan Wong makes his move. Rejected! Erased by Lawrence Domingo.
And Domingo read that play all the way, but as you take a look at this sweet, soft touch there from PJ Ramos.
And what about the hand time by Kaylan Tiongson?
That's another good stop for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. So far, they've held Westports to just 3 points this entire first 5 minutes of the second quarter.
Avelona missing on that triple try. Eversley bringing the ball down for the Dragons. Eversley finishing all the way.
That time, nobody there to help out on PJ Ramos as he was left defending Chris Eversley and Nana Egwu under the basket.
Tiongson gets it to Avelona, who throws it to Domingo. Ramos looking for Torres. Thomas Torres. Bounce pass to PJ. And Shepard is whistled for the foul.
And Winston Shepard is very frustrated here in the first half as he has been stifled by the defense of Alab. And here's that volleyball spike of a block from Lawrence Domingo.
Rockabye, baby. And Chris Eversley going all the way for that layup.
Ethan Albano checks back into the ball game, replacing Paulo Avelona.
This is probably one of the hottest starts to a game by PJ Ramos. 10 in the first quarter. His momentum was just stopped by those 2 personal fouls. And he's doing it from everywhere. In the paint, from beyond the arc.
In their game against Mono Vampire, he only had 15 points. Shot 4 of 10 from the field, or 6 of 15 from the field, just 2 out of 5 from long distance. So coming out more aggressive here offensively is PJ Ramos.
Wong against Alvano, who just returned to the game. What a spin by Wong, but Domingo was there again for the rejection.
And Domingo really conscious of where Jonathan Wong is. So Alab Pilipinas doing their scouting really well, defending Jonathan Wong.
Domingo trying to take matters into his own hands. Denied on that turnaround hook by Nana Egwu. But look at the effort by Domingo. And this is what Lawrence was mad about. Wong kicking his foot.
A lot of color developing here between Jonathan Wong and Lawrence Domingo.
There was a foul on number 10, Wong Song-han.
The referee correcting that call. So ball is going to stay with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. They're going to call a foul on Jonathan Wong. As Prince Rivero makes his first appearance in this game.
14 seconds.
So the 2 teammates from LaSalle, Thomas Torres and Prince Rivero, reuniting here in San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And PJ Ramos just got called for a traveling violation. So
interesting lineup here for Coach Jimmy Alapag.
Coach Jimmy experimenting on this type of rotation.
Low for 3.
Low Shifai has been quiet. Still scoreless in this game for one of the most consistent scorers. Ethan Alvano turning on the Jets.
Nana Egwu has been very active, especially on the defensive end. He's the last line of defense for the Dragons. And look at Egwu. He was nowhere near Alvano before racing up ahead to swat the shot. We have a timeout. We'll be back with more ABL 9 action after a few
We would like
reminders.
to thank the following virtual playground AirAsia, SMDC, Hinebra, Sandigan, Magnolia, Petron, and Tom O. Also, Alab Pilipinas shirts are available at the main entrance for only 350 pesos and Defender Crown shirts for 500 pesos only.
You're looking at the defending champions of the ASEAN Basketball League, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and this season they are being led by their new point guard Ethan Alvano from Corona, California.
And he has done a great job really playing the starting point guard spot here for Coach Jimmy Alapag against Mono Vampire. 10 points, 10 assists. So far in this game, he has not yet gotten his groove. Only has managed 2 points on 1 out of 4 from the field. But this is a guy who can light it up at any given time. He can shoot it from the outside, can take it strong to the basket, has nice court vision, and can make those pinpoint passes, especially on the break.
Although he hails from Corona, California, he has Filipino blood in him. Played for 2 different colleges in the States, Eastern Michigan University and for the Cal State San Marcos Cougars. Only 22 years old, this 6'2" point guard Ethan Alvano is. And he just came to the Philippines for the first time last September.
And, you know, the benefit of having Alvano is it allows Bobby Ray Parks to slide down to the number 2 spot. Help him focus more on his scoring. But at the same time, you have a 2-point guard backcourt. Not just any 2-point guard backcourt, but a very athletic and taller than most of the ABL teams here in Season 9.
Egwu. Low to Jonathan Wong. Wong kind of rushed that three. Rivero gets the ball to Alvano. And a lot of fans, a horde of fans suddenly charging into the arena, partner. Ramos thought about that three. Ramos kicks it out to Urbistondo. Urbistondo makes his move. Urbistondo kicks it out. Alvano for three. And Alvano was clipped.
Now that's familiarity for you there. On the penetration by Urbistondo, Alvano relocates that left wing and just gets himself open and draws the foul. Now he's going to have 3 free throws.
And that's the thing. When you get into a one-on-one matchup, things get a little bit more personal. Player tries to outdo the other, and that's what happened with Alvano and Jonathan Wong. The over-aggressiveness.
Yeah. Coach Jamie Perman pulls out Jonathan Wong in favor of number 4. That's Chang, who sees his first bit of action in the game.
Yeah, he did not play in the previous game. Actually, Coach Jamie Perlman uses a very shallow rotation. Only played 7 men in the last outing against Hong Kong Eastern. Alvano short on that free throw, but it's a huge 35-18 lead by the defending champions. Shepard loses control of that basketball. It's been a frustrating night for Winston Shepard.
Alab has really studied the game of Winston Shepard. They know how to defend him. They're giving him space to shoot that jump shot. But when he makes his move to the basket, they're moving back. They're not blocking his path, just moving back and then waiting for him to shoot his shot and then challenging him up top.
Shepard. And it's been that type of a night for Winston Shepard, just shackled by the defenders of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
That's going to be another turnover for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. But more than turnovers, they've only committed 4 so far, but their field goal percentage has really dropped. Just 20% from the field so far.
Ramos for 3. That shot was to the left. And Lo Shifai will get it up ahead to Eversley.
Eversley, one of the guys who has yet to score here or has only managed 2 points so far here in the first half.
Yep, he was scoreless in the first quarter, and his only basket was that coast-to-coast drive here in this period. Bachman with Eversley on him. Bachman maneuvering his way through traffic, gets it to Tiongson. Here comes the fireball. Urbistondo gets it to Ramos. Ramos on the reverse, no good. Urbistondo will dribble it out. Alvano wants it, gets it. 7 on the shot clock. Bachman looks for PJ down low. Ramos to Urbistondo to Tiongson. And Alab Pilipinas runs out of time.
And Bachman frustrated there at Ethan Alvano, is asking for the ball to feed it to PJ Ramos on that sequence, running out of time. Then you just see the competitive drive there of Ronaldo Bachman.
Shepard. Eversley. Egu shooting over Ramos. And Lo Shifai will finish.
Only the 7th point here of Westports Malaysia Dragons. This Alab defense has been very stingy here in the second quarter.
Alvano. Bachman. And Ramos wants it. Gets it. Bounce pass to Alvano. What a find! And what a cut!
You love how Ethan Alvano moves without the basketball. That was an excellent pass there from PJ Ramos.
PJ Ramos talking to Nana Egwu as the 2 big men battle it out. Shepard with 5 on the shot clock. Shepard for 3. And Urbistondo taps it to Tiongson. What a pass to Bachman.
And that one just a little too stronger. Too strong even for Ronaldo Bachmann to field. But we've gotten accustomed to those baseball passes coming from PJ Ramos.
And that will do it for the first half. The home team, the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, leading the Westports Malaysia Dragons by 17, 37 to 20. Ronaldo Bachmann, 8 points so far in the game. Egwu, just 6 points so far for him, but leading all scores, this man right here, PJ Ramos, who's got 12 points. Ethan Alvano, what a move right there. Moving without the basketball, he's got 8 for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. We'll be back with more. You're watching Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League as we continue our rise to greatness tonight here at the City of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Sports Complex. PJ Ramos has been the man of the moment for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. But of course, he's been supported well by the likes of Ronaldo Bachmann, Ethan Alvano, and of course, Josh Urbistondo, who was inserted to the starting lineup as two-time local ABL MVP. Ray Parks is sitting out today's action due to a strained groin. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in to our ABL coverage brought to you by Virtual Playground and ABS-CBN Sports. Anton Rojas, Marco Benitez, and Sydney Crespo, your broadcast team for tonight.
Same starters here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and as you mentioned, they've done an excellent job defensively. They've limited this Westports Malaysia Dragons squad, who averages about 73 points per game, to just 20 points in an entire 20 minutes of the first half.
Shepard for 3, still can't find the mark.
And they're going to give this shot to Winston Shepard the entire evening. So far, he is 1 out of 8, or 1 out of 12 from the field.
And just 5 points for Winston Shepard. Bachmann looking for PJ. Ramos. Basket is good for PJ.
Again, that soft touch from PJ Ramos and the connection with Ronaldo Bachmann.
Shepard getting it down low to Egwu. Egwu makes his move against Ramos. Ramos just too strong. Just too big, too strong. Tiongson now powers his way up.
I talk about too big, too strong. Kalen Tiongson against Lo Shifai. And when Nana Egwu has the ball in the post against PJ Ramos, if he's not able to take a good shot on his first move, he's not going to be able to move PJ Ramos out of his spot.
And Danny Siegel and Eric Menk were very happy about that power move of Kalen Tiongson. Chin from the corner. Ramos comes up with a board. Here comes Alvano. Alvano bounce pass to Urbistondo. Urbistondo skipping through the baseline, diving, saving that basketball. And possession arrow points in favor of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And look at the indestructible PJ Ramos and this power move by Kalen Tiongson.
Well, Nana Egwu is not really going to be able to move PJ Ramos, backing him down in the post. He's going to have to try to beat him off the dribble and use his quickness against him.
And that time it took 3 people to stop Tiongson.
7 seconds left on the shot clock for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Kalen Tiongson feels he has the mismatch strength-wise against Lo Shifai.
This is now the biggest lead of the game for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas at 21, 41 to 20. Ramos in deep. And the referee is saying no basket. The foul happened before Ramos was able to put the ball up for a shot.
And that's going to be the 3rd personal foul on Nana Egwu. But you see how deep PJ Ramos was able to get into the post, just right under the basket. 2-3 zone now for the black shirts.
Bachmann throws it up top to PJ. And the ball just keeps rolling for PJ Ramos as we go to Sydney Crespo.
Yes, Anton and Marco, Alab is looking better tonight, like you've mentioned, with having as much as 17 points over Westports Malaysia in the first half, I was able to talk to assistant coach Macau during the halftime, and he thinks that their defensive pressure is going very well, and he took note of what changed tonight in the team, saying we followed the game plan unlike when we were in Malaysia. Anton and Marco?
Thank you very much, Sydney. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas looking like a well-oiled machine tonight despite being undermanned without Ray Parks. Urbistondo. Well, I wouldn't say undermanned. I'm going to correct myself because there are a lot of weapons on this San Miguel Alab Pilipinas team. But a man short, and Ray Parks is a two-time ABL local MVP.
There you saw assistant coach Mac Kuwan together with Eric Menk. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Bachman, difficult shot. Ramos snips it in.
And because he drew two defenders in Shepard and Egu, nobody there to box out PJ Ramos. Another easy tip in.
Egu tries his luck from the outside. No good. Ramos. Touchdown to Bachman.
Easiest 2 points of Ronaldo Bachman so far. Off the miss, quick outlet between the two Puerto Ricans.
PJ Ramos seems to be excited about the upcoming Super Bowl as he throws that touchdown pass to Ronaldo Bachman.
Of course, again, leaving naman namin lahat to watch the next game of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas dito po sa Santa Rosa City Multipurpose Complex on January 27. That is this Sunday, right here again at Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex.
Okay, mga taga Santa Rosa, i-cheer natin ang ating San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Let's do this. AAAB, come on!
We saw earlier the horde of Filipino fans coming inside to support San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And they have been going crazy, going wild, fueling Alab Pilipinas to this huge 27-point advantage at the city of Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex. You heard about Tom Brady and his good buddy Gronk. Well, PJ Ramos has his version of a touchdown pass as he finds Ronaldo Bachman.
And so far, they have mounted the biggest lead of the ball game at 27 points, trying to make short work here with the Westports Malaysia Dragons as Alab has a one-day turnaround. They're going to be playing again on Sunday. So if they can finish this, wrap this up early, they can get their starters a lot of rest.
And it's really been a tough night for Winston Shepard, missing a lot of point-blank shots. Ramos, top of the key, three! PJ Ramos, three ball!
21 points right now for the big man, leading all scorers here. Game is just flowing for PJ Ramos.
Eversley, difficult shot. Tiongson called for a foul, but this is what Jamie Perlman wanted for his team, to limit Alab scoring. The opposite has happened as the Dragons have been limited to just 20 points, and with PJ Ramos playing like this, hitting from everywhere on the basketball court, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas is just very difficult to stop.
Oh, when San Miguel Alab Pilipinas finds their groove offensively, because their defense right now is the one feeding their offense. They're really one of the toughest teams to stop. Tied for second best with Hong Kong Eastern in terms of points per game, averaging close to 90 points per contest. Also the #1 team in terms of rebounding, and one of the best at shooting a three ball, averaging about 32%.
And Alab, look at the field goal percentage. Just leading the way in that department because of shots like this. Bachman really taking it to the rim.
And against that 2-3 zone, once you have Balkman and PJ Ramos at the free throw line and inside the post respectively, that's going to be a very difficult tandem to stop. They can either go high-low or like on that sequence, Balkman just takes it strong to the basket.
Balkman missing on that first free throw.
So far, he's 2 out of 4 from the stripe. Only two players in double figures so far for Alab, Balkman and PJ Ramos, but it's still a sizable advantage for them. 29 points.
Shepard will not quit, but still can't find the mark from beyond the arc. Urbistondo wants to get it down low to Balkman. Ramos running. Ramos drops the hammer again. PJ Ramos moving without the basketball.
And the other option is have Balkman in the post, PJ Ramos up top, diving to the basket. Both players so adept at finding the open cutter.
Chan. Eversley to Shepard. Shepard. And Balkman got a piece of that basketball.
How about the defense being thrown by Kalen Tiongson against Chris Eversley?
Havelona lighting it up from beyond the arc.
And when it rains, it pours here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 34 big points.
And I think I saw a player from National University after Paulo Havelona knocked down that triple volleyball player. Urbistondo. Tiongson moves closer, floater. And Chan comes up with a board. Wong overshoots that one. Balkman comes up with it.
So far, Westports is 3 out of 18 from the 3-ball. No need to rush here if you're San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 2-3 zone by the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Ramos shoots from the free throw line. Everything just falling for PJ Ramos.
How about that shooting stroke by PJ Ramos? 11 of 14 from the field.
25 points for PJ Ramos. Shepard. And Shepard finally gets something to drop. And he's saying something to PJ Ramos.
And Ramos is just laughing it off. Now when you're up by 32, you can afford a couple of laughs. Here's that assist once again from Balkman to Ramos.
And then Paulo Havelona lining it up from beyond the arc.
And Coach Jimmy Alapag right now is going to try to get as much rest for his starters as he can. Getting a PJ Ramos to the bench, replaced by Lawrence Domingo. Oh, sorry, check that. Thomas Torres now on the floor.
Havelona. Tiongson gets it back to Havelona. Balkman. Torres. Tiongson. 9 on the shot clock. Tiongson makes his move. Kicks it out to Balkman. Torres from the corner. Shot is short and Eversley comes up with a board.
That's good ball movement though. Good shot clock management as well.
And Tiongson. That's a foul on him.
Only the second personal. Kalen Tiongson has done a tremendous job defending Chris Eversley. Eversley only 4 points and has only managed 5 field goal attempts. But check that. Oh, he's so far 1 out of 4 from the field.
Egu. Egu working against Ronaldo. Eversley against Tiongson. Eversley. Ball was stopped by Havelona, but he also got a piece of the arm of Eversley, so that's a foul.
Number 13, Paul Havelona. First foul for team foul.
New face on the floor here for Westports Malaysia Dragons. That's number 26.
That's Yek. Just 5 points in the game for Chris Eversley after that free throw. What has Alab done to make things very difficult for the likes of Chris Eversley?
Well, they've really scouted the tendencies of the imports of Westports very well. Like, for example, for Shepard, they've backed off against him, allowed him to take that outside shot against Chris Eversley. They've matched up on him. They've really stayed in front of him. They defended that ball screen for Chris Eversley really well. And, of course, one-on-one defensively, Kalen Tiongson as well as Lawrence Domingo have done superb jobs covering Chris Eversley.
Now, there appears to be some blood on the arm of Chris Eversley. That's why the team physician is wrapping up that left wrist of Chris as he returns to the free throw line.
Eversley so far 4 points. As we mentioned, 1 out of 5 from the field.
6 points in the game now for Chris Eversley. Tiongson. Avelona, back to Kalen Tiongson. Torres, back to Tiongson. The ball keeps moving for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Tiongson gets it back. Domingo underneath, kicks it out. Avelona has to shoot. And a bailout foul right there as Yek fouls Avelona.
That's just excellent ball movement there for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And we talked about how they're one of the best teams in terms of sharing the basketball. Average about 25 assists, 25.3 assists per game. Actually number 1 in the league in that department. And it's such a big help whenever you have your imports, talking about Balkman and Ramos, so unselfish at sharing that basketball.
Avelona. Tiongson from the outside. And Avelona. Inside pass to Domingo. And Domingo is clipped by Egu.
That was another nice find there by Paulo Avelona. That's going to be the 4th personal on Egu. Clipped Domingo on that right hand of his. It's also been a frustrating evening for Nana Egu. 2 out of 12 from the field.
I think PJ Ramos was pumped up after Nana Egu made that triple to start the game. Ramos backed him down and then moments later hit a 3 of his own, and he just skyrocketed after those moments.
And after those 2 3-pointers by Nana Egu in the first half, he has not gotten his confidence back as PJ Ramos has really dominated that matchup.
He tried to back down Ramos twice and Ramos did not budge.
That's a
Shepard.
nice move. Yep, it's a nice move there from Winston Shepard. One of the few times he's been successful in the post against Alab Pilipinas.
7 points in the period for Winston Shepard, but a quiet 7 points at that. Avelona from the outside. Nothing quiet about the 3-point bombs unleashed by Avelona here in this period.
That's going to keep the defense of Westports honest as they were just packing it inside the paint against Ronaldo Balkman, leaving Avelona wide open.
Avelona, known as a 3-and-D specialist, going back to his days playing for National University.
Look how far Balkman was from Winston Shepard, just giving him that outside shot.
Balkman stepping on the brakes. Avelona with a fake, gets it back down low to Ronaldo. Ronaldo makes his move, loses control, shot almost fell, almost got the lucky bounce, and here comes Shepard. Shepard to Yek, thought about it, made his decision, and it was a good one.
That was a big shot there. 4th 3-pointer of the game for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Trying to get some life into this squad of theirs as it's a sizable advantage here in the 3rd.
Balkman makes his move. Ronaldo, Balkman, easy money in the paint for Ronaldo.
And you know, unless it's Egu or or unless it's Ego, I don't know if Eversley or Shepard can contain Balkman single-handedly.
Ronaldo just taking his time.
Just powering his way there against Chris Eversley.
64-34. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, you mentioned at the start of this game, they are out tonight for retribution.
And you know, in their first matchup against Westports, they only finished with 71 points. Right now, they're already at 64 with still 28 seconds left in the third quarter.
Avelona shoots a three. Avelona on fire here in the third.
Not the guy you want to leave open. Paulo Avelona averages close to 30% from that area.
Shepard draws a foul, and he will head to the line for two.
Double ball screen.
Found himself open.
Yep.
Lighting it up, Paulo Avelona.
Avelona already with 11 points in the game. Third scorer or third Alab member in double figures. Weston Shepard slowly adding to his output. Right now lead the way for the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Oh, but he comes up dry on those two free throws as Eversley puts it back in, but San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the home team, just dominating in this ball game as they lead the visiting Westports Malaysia Dragons 67-38. We'll be back for the fourth quarter.
Ronaldo Balkman is correct. We'll be back for more prizes. Once again, Santa Rosa, Magagay for Alab Pilipinas! Ang pinakamaingay may t-shirt!
We are greeting everybody who are tuned in right now to our live coverage on the Virtual Playground YouTube channel and of course the ASEAN Basketball League YouTube channel as well as we continue our rise to greatness tonight in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. Anton Ross on the call alongside Marco Benitez, and we also have Sidney Crespo patrolling the sidelines at courtside.
And you see a strong third quarter there by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 30 points versus 18 by Westports. Westports has not yet broken 20 points here in the past three quarters, and that's why they're only at 38 points in the game. They average about 73 points per contest. So stellar defensive job so far from San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And the question right now here for Coach Jimmy Alapag is whether to keep or how long will he keep Balkman and PJ Ramos on the bench here in the fourth quarter, or will he call it a night for these two guys as they have a quick turnaround and they're going to be playing again on Sunday, and I believe That is against Hong Kong Eastern, another formidable squad.
Now, Hong Kong just defeated the Westports Malaysia Dragons in the Dragons' previous game, 79-70. The Dragons are actually coming into this game losing 2 straight games as Alabanza announces his entry to the contest.
And you saw on your screen earlier, field goal shooting for Alab in that third quarter was 12 of 21, while Westports Malaysia was just 4 out of 17.
Tan gets the ball down low to Chan. And Tan is able to get that put back to fall.
Looks like Coach Jamie Perman has also relieved Winston Shepard and Nana Egu, so that might be a white flag as well for them, or he's just trying to get a spark off the bench from his reserves.
Now the Westports Malaysia Dragons really started Season 9 of the ABL on a low note, losing 101-47 against the Singapore Slingers. And tonight, it's been the worst night for Westport since that opening game.
And that's just an example of the defense Alab has played against Eversley all evening long, whether it's Kalen Tiongson or Lawrence Domingo just backing up. And then at the last second, challenging Chris Eversley.
Domingo. And Domingo just willed that ball in. And Ray Parks is loving it.
That's just the morale and the chemistry of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas just cheering for each other. Nice drop step, spin to the baseline, drawing the contact, and Lawrence Domingo finishing and converting that free throw for a 3-point play.
It is now a 34-point advantage for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
And partner Bobby Ray Parks, had he seen action in this game, he's just 5 points away from reaching his 1,000th career point here in the ASEAN Basketball League in only his 3rd season.
Wow. Another milestone waiting to be achieved for Ray Parks. Well, we're not sure how long he will be out, but as you mentioned, partner, quick turnaround for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as they will be in action again on Sunday.
And this is right now, this is the 11th game for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, so they're going to have a total of 26 games this regular season. So approaching the halfway mark right now, they're still at the top of the standings. This is also the second and final meeting between Alab and Westports Malaysia Dragons, as they are in opposite groups.
Jishin inside, bothered by the presence of Domingo. Torres with the lead pass, almost stolen away by Chin, but Javelona looking to flip it up to Alabanza, who now receives the basketball, hands it back to Pau Javelona. Domingo. What a spin by Lawrence Domingo!
Showing us the drop step once again.
Chin. Nowhere to go with Javelona all over him. Egu gets it deep, and Egu short on that left-handed turnaround. Alabanza trying to save it to Rosser, and the ball will go back to the Dragons.
That's a little too strong there for JR Alabanza. There's a nice move once again from Lawrence Domingo. Hey, we're talking about the Westports Malaysia Dragons partner. They're 5-5 right now, so close, also nearing the halfway point for their season. They also have a full schedule ahead of them, ahead for them. Back-to-back games against the CLS Knights of Indonesia, who are also on a run of their own.
Meanwhile, Egu is able to get that previous miss back in, converting on that turnaround left-handed jump hook as Oping Sumalinog has checked in. He has been activated, partner.
And Rosser now also getting into the scoring picture. Also with 4 or 6 points in the game.
Egu, cross-court pass. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Dragons. Egu wants it down low, gets it with Alabanza on him. Rosser provides some help and bothers Nana Egu enough.
And that's just an example of how the defense of Alab on the interior has really stifled both Eversley and Nana Egu. There's excellent help defense there from Brandon Rosser.
And Egu, it's been that type of a night
Yep.
for the Dragons, who just lost their fire, totally extinguished here in Santa Rosa.
Five seconds on the shot clock.
Alabanza gives the ball to Thomas Torres. Torres. It's the second time Thomas has really tried to create his own shot.
He was a spark off the bench, especially the first half, hitting that corner triple.
Chin met by Rivero. Tan blocked by Rosser.
And how about the job that Rosser did against Winston Shepard in that first half?
Sumalinog activated tonight as Sparks is sitting out this one. Rivero going back to his roots. Was a big man in high school. And on some occasions is a big man again.
And the only player that Alab has fielded who have not scored, the only two players is Oping Sumalinog and Josh Urbistondo.
The Dragons still trying to make some noise here as Yek drains the triple. Rosser using his length to tap the ball to himself as Sumalinog gets the pass. Alabanza. Alabanza makes his move, gets it to Rosser. Rosser with an athletic drive to the hoop.
Not just athleticism there on the part of Brandon Rosser, elevating, double clutch in the air, and then finishing it soft on the glass.
And that's a foul on Rivero, who could not believe it.
San Miguel Alab Pilipinas in this ball game dominated inside the paint, 44-20. Those were two of their points inside the paint, courtesy of Brandon Rosser.
Chin fakes, drives, looking for Egu. Triple from the outside, way short as Rosser picks up the loose ball.
You know, the depth in terms of talent of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas not only allows them to be very competitive offensively, but even defensively. When you have guys like Rosser, Domingo off the bench who can continuously apply great defensive pressure against the imports of the opposing teams, this makes them so formidable. Talking about San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
Torres is able to draw a foul as San Miguel Alab Pilipinas will retain possession here, and Torres is going to shoot two.
Bobby Ray Park's just enjoying the performance of his teammates. In terms of bench points, clearly in favor of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 32 points compared to 8 for the Dragons.
Ray Parks again sitting out tonight's game because of a strained groin. He played 39 minutes in the previous outing of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, tallying 16.6 rebounds and 4 assists. But tonight, no Parks, no problem for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Chin. Corner triple, too strong. Alabanza snatches it away from Chang. And Rosser, you knew something athletic was going to happen.
They're going to call an offensive foul there on Prince Prince Rivero, if I'm not mistaken.
He tried to clear the path for Rosser to do something.
Legal screen. PJ Ramos enjoying the show, and having all the right to do so. 25 points, 11 of 14. That's 78% from the field. 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for PJ Ramos.
Chiang shoots over Torres. Alapanza comes up with a board. Alapanza getting it to Sumalinog. Torres has it.
All local lineup now for both squads.
Rivero gets it. Rivero. Prince missing on that move. Tan. And the Dragons just out of sync.
This might be, check our records, but this might be the lowest output of the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Yes.
So far this season.
Well, they have a chance to exceed their previous low, which was 47 points.
That was against the Singapore Slingers
in their very first game last November 23. So they still have a chance to exceed the 47 points they scored.
Miguel Alab Pilipinas really came into this game well prepared and seeking retribution against one of 2 teams to have handed them a loss this season.
Chang sinks the first free throw, so he has an opportunity to get his team to 47 points, which is their lowest output here in Season 9.
And I think what was crucial, partner, was that unlike in their game in Malaysia where they allowed Westports to keep in step, keep themselves within striking distance, enabling them to grow their confidence, which allowed them to hit big shots, especially in the end game. Alab made short work of this one, outscoring the Dragons 21-13 in the first quarter, and then followed it up with a 16-7 second quarter.
Well, Coach Jamie Perlman told me before the game that his expectations for his Westports Malaysia Dragons squad is that they're not going to blow any teams out. And the only way they're going to rack up some wins is if they remain disciplined defensively and they're able to stay within striking distance in the end and try their best to snatch the wins.
That's exactly correct. And that's what they were able to do in their first meeting early this month. They kept Alab to 20 points or less, or 20 points or less through the 4 quarters, and then outscored them 21-15 in the fourth en route to that victory. But none of that in this ball game, as Alab started out with a lot of intensity, took them out of the game early.
And Winston Shepherd, who had a solid outing against Hong Kong Eastern, 26 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists tonight. Just a difficult night, a nightmare for Winston Shepherd.
They scouted him well and really defended him excellently, allowed him to shoot those outside shots. And Winston Shepherd, one of the things he has to work on, that outside 3-point shot, especially if he wants defenses to react. And he was 0 of 7 from long distance tonight.
So San Miguel Alab Pilipinas taking care of business here at the City of Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex as they defend home court. Coach Jimmy Alapag and his team winning their 3rd straight game in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League.
85 for our very own San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
85-47, the final score. And PJ Ramos, who didn't play in the 4th quarter, he did not need to, led the way with 25 big points. And we will be back to put the finishing touches on this big win by the defending champions.
Thank you very much. Happy birthday, John Alter Bernardino. And of course, maraming salamat, Lungsod ng Santa Rosa.
We have arrived at the conclusion of what was a dominating win by the defending champions in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas taking care of business as they defeated the Westports Malaysia Dragons 85-47. And our best player of the game is with Sydney Crespo.
Yes, Anton, I'm with the best player of the game, PJ Ramos. You scored 25 points and 11 rebounds tonight. But besides the stellar offense, what else do you think? Okay. So besides the stellar offense, BJ, what else do you think worked well for you guys?
I think every day, every practice, we got better and better. You know, we're just trying to be a better team and just get ready for whatever's coming.
All right, so tonight the team had 55 rebounds over Malaysia's 31 and 28 assists over Malaysia's 7. What kind of statement does this say about the team?
Well, we got a good team. You know, we have a lot of talent. We got 12 players that everybody can play, everybody can pass, rebound, score. You know, like I said, we're just getting better and better, you know, trying to get ready for the playoffs and win the championship.
All right, again, congratulations. There you have it. Back to you, Anton.
PJ Ramos, who started playing basketball late, 15 years old, when he discovered that he had the passion for the game. He wears size 18 basketball shoes, and he was really stepping all over everybody tonight here in Santa Rosa, partner.
Just a stellar performance there from PJ Ramos. And as you mentioned, after that first three-point shot by Nana Egu, looks like it turned the switch on PJ Ramos and really got him motivated, prevented Egu from having another nice outing for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. And in turn, PJ Ramos exploding, just 6 points shy of his career high so far in the ABL. 25 points, 11 of 14 from the field, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, just 2 turnovers and 2 blocks, leading the way for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas.
All right, partner, and San Miguel improving to 9-2, and this is the hit list of Coach Jimmy Alapag and the rest of the San Miguel Alab Pilipinas squad. Kindly break it down for everybody watching.
It does not get any easier for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas as they start to get to the second half of the elimination round, and that's going to be a big one against one of the favorites or one of the contenders as usual, Hong Kong Eastern, also coming off a big win last Wednesday against this same team, Westports Malaysia Dragons. So expect that to be an explosive matchup. And then they have Macau Wolf Warriors struggling so far in their maiden season. And again, against the Saigon Heat, one of the talented teams and one of the up and down teams here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League.
Well, that does it for us as the defending champions, San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, wins big tonight, defending home court against the Westports Malaysia Dragons, winning 85-47 behind the 25 big points of PJ Ramos. On behalf of our director, Abet Ramos, our courtside reporter, Sydney Crespo, my partner, Marco Benitez, and all of us from ABS-CBN Sports, and of course, Virtual Playground, I'm Anton Ross saying thank you so much for watching, and we will leave you with the highlights of this game live from the city of Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex here in Season 9 of the ASEAN Basketball League. We will see you all again next time as we continue our rise to greatness.